Welcome. My name is Antoni Menard, and we are going to be flowing through a total body, muscle activated yoga strong flow today. Namaste. Let's go ahead and get started by coming to your mat and finding mountain pose. We find mountain pose by bringing our feet straight. You might be bringing them out, and then lifting and spreading all of your toes so that the arches begin to lift. And then once you find those three corners of the feet, the balls and the heel, we're going to then find a gentle arch in the back, not overarched. Then we're going to bring the shoulders down and open, and bring your ears back without lifting your chin. This is mountain pose. On the inhale, we're going to lift the arms without the shoulders and without bending the arms. On the exhale, flipping your palms, coming back down. Let's do that again. Take a deep inhale, lifting the arms without the shoulders, without bending. Just stop where you feel stuck. And then exhaling slowly through a tiny hole in the mouth till there's nothing left to breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhaling through the nose or a tiny hole in your mouth slowly and completely. Let's now bring our hands into Namaste hands. We're going to bring the entire hands together, top to bottom. Spread the fingers, thumbs to breast bone. Gently pressing for 3 breaths, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose or a tiny hole in the mouth. Till nothing else can come out. Gently pressing the hands again. One more. Release. Widen your feet. Gently twist it out. Step to the top of your mat and find mountain pose. And on the inhale, lift the arms without the shoulders, without bending. Open the heart, maybe looking up, and then bend your knees to fold, fold, fold. Let your head drop. Walk your hands up your legs to find a nice straight back. And then bend those knees to fold. Step back to downward dog. And let's just hang out here in downward dog for a few breaths. Maybe walking your dog like this. Maybe swaying. You're just kind of getting used to being upside down. Shaking out your head. And then we're going to walk it in. How do we walk it in? Well, you can walk your hands back. You can walk your feet forward. Or you can walk both of them towards each other. Keep your feet wide, keep your knees bent, and just hang here. Maybe sway. And then walk your hands up your legs, straight back, all the way up. Come into a big heart opener. Back bend, gentle, and release. All right, we're going to do that again. This time we're going to go into tabletop. This is our second sun salutation. Find mountain pose, starting with feet. Back, shoulders, head, ears back. Inhale, lift. Feel the arms lifting higher without the shoulders. Exhale, bend those knees to fold, keeping that straight back. Release your neck. Halfway lift. And bend those knees to fold, back to downward dog. And then we're going to take our hands and we're going to spread our fingers and kind of push them forward. And as you bend your knees, this is going to bring your hips back and up. And then you're going to hug your shoulder blades down your back, like they're going into your back pocket. And then reach your heels down. They don't have to touch. And just take a breath or two here. Pull your navel in towards your spine. One more. And then we're going to walk it in again. Yogi's choice of how you walk it in. Keep your feet wide. Keep your knees bent. Halfway lift with that straight back. All the way up, come into a big heart opener and release. And I lied. Now we're going into tabletop. This is our sun salutation number 3. Finding mountain pose, lining everything up every time. This is how you improve posture and build that muscle memory. I'm actually going to turn mine like this so I can see you guys. All right. And let's go into our another sun salutation. Inhale, lift. Feel a gentle back bend as you lift. Exhale, folding with the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Back into downward dog. And then gently come down to knees and hands into tabletop position. Spread your fingers. Tuck your toes under to stretch out that plantar fascia. On the inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, bring your heart forward. On the exhale, push your hands to round and lift, tucking your chin in. Let's do 2 more of those cat-cows. 1 more. Then come into what I call a neutral spine, which means you're not rounding, you're not overarching, you're kind of in between. And then on the inhale, you're gonna look to the right. You're going to bring your hips towards your shoulder and then back into the center. Then let's take another inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna twist to the right. I want you to pretend there's a soda can on your waist and you're trying to crush it. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the opposite, crush that can. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Let's do 1 more on each side. Twisting, pressing with your breath. Last one. Back into the center. We're going to do another cat-cow variation. This time, I still have my toes tucked. I'm going to bring my left hand behind my ear and I'm going to twist. Don't hurt yourself. And inhale back in the center. And then right hand, exhale, twist. These twisting muscles are so important. Keep your navel pulling up towards your spine. Twist. Your hand can just kind of wave in the air. It doesn't have to touch your head. And again, inhale, twist. Exhale, center. And 1 more. And the last one on the other side. Oh yes, we got all those muscles working in the back. Do another few cat-cows. Then come into your downward dog. Let's find downward dog. Push your hands forward. Hips back and up. Shoulders down your back. Heels down. And walk it in. Nice and wide-legged. Bend knees. Walk your hands up. All the way up. Nice big heart opener. And shake it out. All right. Let's go into our first standing pose. High lunge. We're going to lift this left heel. We're going to keep it lifted. We're going to keep space between our feet like railroad tracks. Walk it back. And I just want you to bend both knees. And then on the inhale, I want you to come up. Let's come into namaste, hands gently pressing. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bend. Your knee can go past your toes, but try to keep it in the center. Let's do 3 more. Bend as low as you can on the exhale. Inhale, lift. My back heel is still lifting. 2 more. Trying to keep my shoulders over my hips without pain, of course. And last one. And release. Let's not pop out. Let's gently step out. Shake it out. Let's take a big cleansing breath. Let's go to the other side. Right heel lifts, step it back. Doesn't have to go super far, okay? It could be right here. You don't even have to bend far. Come to your comfortably uncomfortable position. Shoulders over hips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. You can do it in and out of your nose, or in the nose and out of a tiny hole in your mouth. 3 more. Stop when you need to. One more. Gently stepping out, never popping out, because most yoga injuries happen coming out of a pose. And shake it out. Big cleansing breath with a sigh. All right. Let's go into warrior 2. Bringing our feet wide. We're going to turn this left foot to the corner of the mat. This back foot's going to be straight, and we're going to come to the edge of it, the outer edge. Bend this knee, keeping it over the middle toes, okay? That's why I do cat and corner. And then I want you to bring your shoulders over your hips, and I want you to bring your hips square. Arms out to the side, hug shoulder blades down the back. Look at whatever object you want to. It's called your dristi. Arms are straight. 3 breaths. Hugging your shoulder blades down. Bending that knee as much as you can without letting it come forward. Keeping it over those toes. Coming to the pinky toe side of that back foot. Now come into goalpost arms and side bend. We're not forward bending, we're side bending. Remember that Coke can? Just crush that Coke can. Look wherever you want. 3 breaths. Come back up. Gently step out. Shake it out. Let's take a big cleansing breath with a heart opener. Let's do that on the other side. Wide legs. Warrior 2, right foot turns to the corner of your mat. Bend that knee. Back foot is straight, and we're going to the pinky toe side. We're going to bring those shoulders over hips. Okay? This time, arms out with palms up. Hug the shoulder blades down your back. Look at whatever object you want. Go as deep as you want. 3 breaths. You can look wherever. It might be 4 breaths, that's okay. We're going for 30 seconds to strengthen the muscle and the bone. Several of my clients have reversed osteoporosis and osteopenia through yoga, and some of them through yoga and medication, which is perfectly fine. Release those arms, come into goalpost arms. Actually, this time let's come into W arms, slightly lowering the shoulders and squeezing the shoulder blades. And side bend, crushing that soda can. 3 breaths. Press that knee back. Come back up. Step it out. Shake it out. Heart opener. Big cleansing breath. All right. We're now going to go into a plank. So let's come down to the floor to tabletop. For plank, you can keep knees under your hips, which is the easiest. Or you can do knees behind you, but see how my shoulders are over my wrists. Or you can straighten one foot coming onto your toes. Or you can do both feet. So we're going to do 3 of these, and I'll show you all versions. This is knees on the mat. We're going to push the floor away. We're going to slightly lower the hips and take 3 breaths. You're pushing the floor away, lowering your hips. 1 more breath. Good, now walk your hands back. You're on your knees. We're not going to do child's pose. That's really bad for your back after age 40. We're going to come to our fingertips in front of us and just bow. This is like a puppy pose modified. And let's do number 2. You can stick with your knees. Shoulders must be over wrists. Or you can come onto the toes of 1 foot. Push away, kick out through that heel, lower your hips, 3 breaths. And release, and we're just going to gently bow. You can have flat hands or fingertips. And then we're going to go into our 3rd one. You can now do the other leg. I'm going to show you what a full plank looks like. Shoulders over wrists, onto your toes, kick out through the heels, lower the hips, push with your hands, 3 breaths. And release. And you can come onto your fists if you like, bow, and then come onto your backs. We're not done yet. Let's come onto our backs, and let's just do a few windshield wipers with the breath. And we're going to do our core. This is a gentle core. You're going to bring your feet up. You're going to build a wall with your hands. Don't let your knees come towards you. But then I want you to take your knees and push against your hands. Let's take a slow, deep breath. Very slow. If you have to take an extra breath, that's fine. And release. Sigh. Let's do it again. Build that wall. Push those knees against your hands, working that lower core. Slow, long breath. And maybe a breath and a half. And release. Believe me, you will feel this in your core. It's gentle, but strong. That's what all of my yoga is, gentle, but strong. Let's build that wall. Push your knees against your hands and slow, deep breath. And release. Sigh, take a breath. Ha! Let's do 3 more. Build that wall, push against your hands. That's where the core activation happens. And release. Ha! Just 2 more. And push against your hands. And release. Ha! Last one. Go. And release. Let's come into bridge pose now. Walk your heels towards your sits bones, as close as you can. Pretend there's a little Pilates ball between your inner thighs. Squeeze that. Lift your toes so you're on your heels. Bring your arms out with the palms up so you're not tempted to use your shoulders. And don't look at the camera because this can really hurt your neck. Keep your eyes on the ceiling. All you're going to do is squeeze your butt cheeks in, lift your hips. Take 3 breaths. Slow and gentle, could be 4. Just make sure each time you're completely exhaling. That's where the parasympathetic system is activated. That's where that meditation in motion happens. Long, complete exhales. Relax everything, come back down, take a breath. Now I can turn my neck because I'm down. All right? Continue with that same one 2 more times, or we're going to challenge it, yogi's choice. We're going to bring our left foot into like a figure 4 pigeon pose. We're going to keep our foot flat, palms up, head towards ceiling. Squeeze those butt cheeks and lift. You're going to feel this primarily in the right glute. 3 breaths. Slowly lower down. And again, last one, you can repeat what you did with number 1, or if you're doing single leg, switch sides, pressing into the left foot, squeeze that left glute, lift and breathe. Working those glutes. And release. Hug your knees in. Bring your feet towards the ceiling. We're going to bring toes down, heels up. Walk your toes behind you. Take your arms to your side and lift for 3 breaths. You can also support your head with your hands, letting it hang if your neck hurts. Go a little deeper. Imagine your pubic bone and your navel kissing. 1 more breath. Toes walking behind you. And release. Rock it out. Bring your knees out. And rock. Now we're going to come to our back. Just 2 more poses, y'all. Onto our belly, I mean. We're going to bring our hands out to the side, palms up, face down. We're going to press into the pubic bone to lift chest, lift shoulders, lift hands, lift legs. 3 breaths. Locust pose. You can also lift your chin if that's accessible to you. Come back down. You're going to rest your head on your hands. You're going to bend your knees and windshield wiper. Keep breathing. Meditation in motion when we breathe with our yoga. And then we're going to continue. Pressing pubic bone into mat. Arms to side, palms up, face down. As we press into the pubic bone, we lift shoulders, chest, hands, and legs. Maybe your chin. Come back down, windshield wipers. This last one, we're going to come to our edge, really going into a deep back bend, because that's what this is. It's a strengthening back bend. All of my stretches are strengthening. We activate muscles to release muscles. Let's come into this position. Take a big breath. This time you can keep your hands as we've been. Or palms up, hands to lower back. That hurts some people's shoulders, so you don't have to do that. This just kind of concentrates where you're noticing the stretch. Big breath. Pubic bone presses, chest lifts, shoulders lift, hands lift, legs lift, chin lifts. Go into a deep back bend. 2 more breaths. Feel the back bend like your hands are trying to touch your feet. And windshield wipers. Woo! Last one. I'm going to come at this end so you can see my actually this one will work better. Come on to my back. And come into that figure 4 again for pigeon pose. We're doing muscle activating pigeon pose, not overstretching, which releases your hips to become they actually become, they destabilize. We're trying to stabilize our hips. We don't want to fall. So this is what's different between younger yoga and senior yoga, but it's good for all. Make a fist. Try not to hyperextend your elbow or your wrist. Push against your knee like it's a wall, and then I want your knee to push against your fist. So your fist is the wall, your knee is pushing against it. Take a deep breath and release. We're going to do that 5 more times. Make a wall, push. Keep your foot relaxed. And release. We're just taking a slow, deep breath 4 more times. Wall, push against the wall. Release. So all the actions happening with the leg, not the arm. Again, just make a wall and push against that wall. Release. 2 more. Wall, push against it. Slow, deep breath. Exhaling through a tiny hole in the mouth or the nostrils will lengthen it. Release. Long exhales are the best. 1 more. Better for the mind-body connection and better for the lungs. And release. And switch sides. It's our last one. You did good. Make a wall, push. Relax the foot. Release. And again. Release. Wall, push against the wall, relax the foot, relax your jaw, breathe. Release. And again, this is our halfway point. Release. And again. Release. 2 more. Slow exhales through a tiny hole in the mouth or the nostrils. Release. This is also known as Ujjayi breath. And 1 more. And release. Come into that pigeon, that cobbler pose. Your feet don't have to touch. Grab wherever you can reach. Rock side to side. Big cleansing breath in the nose, let it out of the mouth. Ha! Now start to let your breath go back to normal. And let's just do a dead bug here for a minute. Loosen up. You can come into Shavasana, letting your knees fall, or just take up space. Close your eyes, take a few breaths. Pausing the video if you'd like. And I would just like to say thank you and namaste. Have a great day.